Hi everybody, and welcome again to my Hot Brachot videos, which I'm doing for the sake of the peacefulness of our soldiers. Today's question is, how come when it comes to Netilat Yadayim, we first do the mitzvah, then we go on to saying the bracha, whereas when it comes to all the other mitzvot, we first say the bracha, and then we do the mitzvah, which is called Over La'asiyatan. You first perform the bracha, then you perform the mitzvah. So when it comes to mezuzah, we first say the bracha and then we put up the mezuzah. When it comes to lulav, we first say the bracha, then we shake the lulav. When it comes to shofar, we first say the bracha and then we blow the shofar. When it comes to Netilat Yadayim, we first do the netilah, then we do the bracha. I wonder why. The answer is, first of all, we need to understand that Netilat Yadayim has got two parts to it, not one part. Part number one, yes, it is a netilah. Part number two, it's the drying of the hands. So the bracha is not being said before or after, it's being said in the middle. But why in the middle? Why can't I say the bracha in the beginning, the same as any other mitzvah? The answer is, remember that we said previously that when we do netilat, when we do any bracha or any tefillah, we have to make sure that our hands are clean for the sake of this pure blessing or talking to Hashem. And therefore, what does it mean, clean hands? So we said clean hands means hands that are halachically considered clean. What are halachically clean hands? Hands with no sweat. So if you touched under your clothes, you touched the elbow, you touched your legs, and then you haven't done Netilat Yadayim afterwards, or washing of the hands, or you haven't rubbed your hands against a surface, your hands are not considered to be clean, and therefore it's a problem. So if you want to say a bracha, just quickly rub your hands on a surface, and then it's fine. You can say a bracha, you can even daven like that, except for Shmoneh Esrei, if you remember my previous video. Okay, but when it comes to Netilat Yadayim, we're anyway going to do Netilat Yadayim. So Chazal say, well then first, purify your hands, make sure that you're ready for the bracha, and then you're going to say the bracha. And then the other half of the mitzvah will follow through right away, which is the drying of the hands. So you haven't done the bracha after, you've done the bracha in the middle, which is absolutely perfect, and that's the way it should be done. When is one not allowed to speak? I often see people speak at the wrong times. Well, from the time you started doing your Netilat Yadayim, up until the time you said the motzi and you swallowed the first bite, you cannot speak. Well, what happened if I did speak? What shall I do then? Well, if you spoke during the Netilah, before the bracha, after the bracha, before hamotzi, it's not ideal, it's not good, but it's fine. You can continue and you can say the bracha of hamotzi lechem min haaretz. But certainly you cannot speak before hamotzi and swallowing the bread. If you did speak between hamotzi and swallowing the bread, or any bracha rishona and swallowing, if you haven't even enjoyed the taste, nothing, you didn't even swallow the taste of it, then the bracha is invalid. Okay, the Talmud of Yerushalmi says, Kol mi shetochef lenetilat yadayim bracha, whoever combines Netilat Yadayim to the bracha without speaking in the middle, Ein Satan mekatreg be'ota seuda. The Satan doesn't have anything bad to say about him during the meal. It shuts up. Yeah, so that's absolutely great. This is what we want. We don't want the Satan to be around us. And so this is just another example of when we don't really understand and grasp the deep reasons behind each requirement and a mitzvah that Chazal mentioned to us and the way to do certain things. But sometimes when we get exposed, we realize that there is a lot more depth to what we can grasp, understand, and think. Now, the mitzvah of Niguv Yadayim, which is drying of the hands. The mitzvah of Niguv Yadayim is part of the mitzvah of Netilat Yadayim. And Chazal say, Ha'ochel bli niguv yadayim, if you eat without drying off your hands first. Keilu achal lechem tamei, it's as if you ate impure bread. And the question is why? Why is it like you ate an impure bread? What's got to do with each other? And the answer is, if you remember previously, if you do Netilat Yadayim with a little bit of water, less than a revis on each hand. So, revis is 86 milliliters. then the hands become tahor, pure, but the water on the hands become tameh, become impure. And then you touch with this water the bread, and the bread becomes impure. Therefore, it's so important to make sure that you do Netilat Yadayim with enough water, more than a revis on each hand each time. Another reason is because it's not respectful for the bread to hold it with wet hands. Okay, no problem, I don't have a towel, I just dry on my clothes. No, you cannot dry your hands on your clothes because Chazal say it brings about shichacha, forgetfulness of halachot. What's going to do with each other? I don't know myself. But as we can see time and time again, that there are certain things that we don't grasp until we are getting exposed to more reasons than we were exposed to before. And so, before Netilat Yadayim, make sure that there is a towel next to you, or toilet paper, or tissues, so you can dry your hands on. I hope that helped, and hope to see you next time again. Sending you much love from Dr. Devori.